In today's video, we're going to explore Nebraska's third largest city, which is located just south of Omaha in Sarpy County. Today, we're going to be talking all things Bellevue, and we're going to get started right now. Bellevue, Nebraska is Nebraska's oldest city, and it's got its start as a fur trading post in 1822. Now, Bellevue is a French word which means beautiful view. If you visit Bellevue, especially around the elevated terrain around Fontenelle Forest, you'll see why the French came up with the name Bellevue. It makes sense that this area would have been a French trading post because the area is heavily wooded and the French had the earliest claim to the area. Even today, within Fontenelle Forest, there is a tree called the Constitution tree that dates back to the late 1700s. The city of Bellevue itself was incorporated in 1855. If you visit Bellevue, there's a part of Bellevue near Offutt Air Force Base known as Old Town Bellevue. In Old Town Bellevue, you'll see a historic bank which was founded in 1856. Bellevue is also home to the oldest church in Nebraska. The Presbyterian Church is located at 2002 Franklin Street and is on the National Register of Historic Places. The oldest building in Nebraska is a log cabin built in 1835. The Bellevue Log Cabin is now located at 1805 Hancock Street. The cabin was moved to its current location in 1850, and up until the 1950s, it was used as a private residence. Today, the Sarpy County Historical Society maintains the Bellevue Log Cabin. Let's talk location and population. Bellevue is located just south of Omaha in Sarpy County. As of the 2020 census, the population of Bellevue is 64,176, which makes it Nebraska's third largest city. However, on game day, Bellevue becomes the fourth largest city in Nebraska because Memorial Stadium, which is in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is home to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, becomes Nebraska's third largest city. Let's take a quick look at Bellevue on the map. Bellevue is separated from Omaha via Harrison Street. Harrison Street is the dividing line between Douglas and Sarpy County. Now, just so you know, there are parts of Bellevue that are in Sarpy County, but are actually in the Omaha Public School District, and that's up near the northern border. But it's a good reminder that if you're relocating to the Omaha metro area, don't make the assumption that since something is located in Bellevue, that it has to be Bellevue Public Schools. It may not be. Be sure to verify the school with the school district. To the east of Bellevue is the Missouri River. South of Bellevue is the Platte River. The Platte River is the dividing line between Sarpy and Cass County. If you're relocating to the Omaha area, it's a good idea to become familiar with the surrounding counties. When severe weather hits, the National Weather Service will issue warnings and watches by county. As a reminder, a tornado watch means all the conditions are present for tornadic activity. And a tornado warning means a tornado is on the ground and that you should take cover immediately. Now, this might sound a little bit crazy, especially if you're not a local, but don't be surprised if you see local people standing outside in the middle of a tornado warning, looking at the sky and talking to the neighbor. It's kind of a Midwest thing. I don't recommend it, but I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of it too. You'll also find that the vast majority of homes in the Midwest have basements. Tornadoes are not the only worry. We can get some crazy flash flooding during a thunderstorm, so just be aware. North of Sarpy County is Douglas County. To the west of Sarpy County is Saunders County. Cass County is to the south. Mills and Pottawatomie County are located to the east in the state of Iowa. To the west of Bellevue is the town of La Vista and the town of Papillion. To the south of Bellevue, where the Platte River meets the Missouri River, is the town of Plattsmouth. I want to explain the differences between the Platte River and the Missouri River. The Platte River is very wide and very shallow. In some cases, it might be just a few inches deep. It has more of a sandy bottom and the water is a little bit clearer. Now, in many spots, you'll find places to swim the Platte River. Again, you have to be careful because it might be ankle deep in one spot and then a few feet away, it'll be over your head. Both rivers have flooded in the past. The only boats you'll see on the Platte River are airboats. The Missouri River is different. It is deeper, the water is not clear, and it has a very muddy bottom, and you can operate a ski boat on the Missouri River. The Missouri River has a very fast current, and you don't want to swim in the Missouri River. In the past few decades, the Corps of Engineers have worked hard to clean up the Missouri River. Highway 75 is the north-south major interstate and connects Omaha to the north and Plattsmouth to the south. Highway 370 connects Bellevue and Papillion, and if we enlarge the map, you'll see Cornhusker Road, which also connects Bellevue to Papillion. Another north-south roadway, which almost parallels Highway 75, is Fort Cook Road. Another major street that goes north-south is 25th Street and 36th Street. Capehart Road is another road that runs east-west and is another major roadway which connects Offutt Air Force Base. If you want to cross into Iowa, there are two bridges. One is east of Old Town Bellevue, and the other bridge is located south of Bellevue on Highway 34, which leads to Glenwood, Iowa. Bellevue is home to Offutt Air Force Base, originally named Fort Crook in honor of General George Crook. Before it was an airfield, Fort Crook used to be a dispatch point for the Indian conflicts of the Great Plains. After World War I, it was named Offutt Field in honor of First Lieutenant Jarvis Offutt, who was the first Omaha native to become a casualty of World War I. In World War II, Offutt Field was the home to the Martin Bomber Plant. The two B-29s to drop the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were made at this facility. Today, if you're stationed at Offutt Air Force Base, this is the field house, which now serves as the gym on base. Today, Offutt Air Force Base is home to the U.S. Strategic Command, the 557th Weather Wing, and the 55th Wing of the Air Combat Command. Bellevue is also home to Fontenelle Forest. Fontenelle Forest is 1,500 acres of forest, which includes hiking trails, a nature center, a raptor recovery center, along with Tree Rush Adventures Park. Tree Rush Adventures Park is a place where you can climb and zip line from tree to tree. The eastern part of Bellevue near Fontenelle Forest is very wooded and hilly. It's not unlike anything you would expect if you were moving to the Midwest. It's also loaded with lots of wildlife. Speaking of relocation, if you're moving to Omaha or Bellevue, and if you need any assistance, my name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty, and my contact information will be in the description below. Since we're on the topic of relocation, let's talk about the school district. Bellevue Public Schools consists of 15 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, 2 high schools, and 1 special education center. As a district, it was given a classification of great by the Nebraska Department of Education. Districts can be classified as excellent, great, good, or needs support to improve. Bellevue Public Schools has a 91% graduation rate. If you want to learn more about schools in Nebraska, I would visit nep.education.ne.gov. However, be careful about getting caught up into the classification system. Every family is going to have individual needs. I would suggest visiting the schools in person and doing your own research before choosing which school is best for your family. What about higher education? Bellevue is home to Bellevue University. Bellevue University is located at 1000 Galvin Road South. Bellevue is also a short 10-minute commute from the South Omaha campus of Metropolitan Community College. Metro has a military and veteran specialist on base to assist with getting your degree while serving your country. You can learn more on the Metro website. What about crime? Now, according to neighborhoodscout.com, you have a 1 in 543 chance of becoming a victim of a violent crime in Bellevue. For comparison, you have a 1 in 178 chance in Omaha, and statewide, you have a 1 in 354 chance in the state of Nebraska. Again, crime is everywhere. When you look at crime stats and areas, I think the best way is to visit the location in person. You can learn a lot by an area by just visiting the area in person. If you're relocating, I would arrange a visit just to learn about all the different communities in and around the Bellevue area. What about healthcare? Bellevue has a hospital located at 2510 Bellevue Medical Center Drive, which is a 91-bed hospital built in 2010, and it's affiliated with the University of Nebraska Medical System. Let's talk public transportation. Bellevue is part of the Metro bus system, which services Omaha and several of the surrounding communities. The bus system connects Bellevue to downtown Omaha. This route is known as the Bellevue Express. All right, let's talk about housing. Now, we're going to be looking at the Bellevue School District. Now, we could look at Bellevue, the city proper, but I wanted to use the Bellevue School District because you might have a new construction property that's in the Bellevue School District, but it's not in the city yet. That subdivision hasn't been annexed. So for our stats today, we're going to be looking at the Bellevue School District. Let's start big picture and look at the median closed sales price for the month of March in the Bellevue School District. Last month, the median closed sales price was $323,000, and that's up 1.7% compared to 2023. What about inventory? Now, inventory in the Bellevue School District, we're up 21% compared to 2023. Now, let's jump on the MLS and go back 30 days and look at a sample of what has sold in the Bellevue School District. Now, today's date is April 17th, 2024, and we're going to be looking at single-family homes with at least 2 bedrooms or more in the Bellevue School District and what has closed in the last 30 days. Now, we're only going to kind of take a sampling of what's out there to give you some idea of the different neighborhoods and different locations. Now, this is just to give you some idea of a reference point of where we're looking at in terms of the map. And just to bring things a little bit closer, this is going to give you where Offutt Air Force Base, and you can see Highway 75 running north-south, and then you can see Highway 370, which runs east-west. And we're going to start in Old Town Bellevue. And this first home is 2910 Van Buren Street, is located in Old Town Bellevue, and it was listed for $165,000. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and it went under contract in March, and it was on the market for 16 days, and it sold for $165,000. 2 is 1509 Bluff Street, and it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, built in 1990, and it went under contract in February 24th, and it was listed for $225,000, and it sold in 7 days for $225,000. And then 1015 Bellevue Boulevard, now that's in Jewel Place, that was built in 1931. It was listed for $275,000, and it sold for $300,000, and it was on the market for 1 day. Okay, 104 Old Hickory Road. Now, this one backs up to Fontanelle Forest, so this is really hilly in this area here, and that's in Forest Hills, and that was built in 1987. It was listed for $565,000. It sat on over a half-acre lot, and it went under contract in February, and it sold for full list price in 2 days, $565,000. Another one right here, right next to Bellevue University, is 2108 Lloyd Street, and it was listed for $242,000, and it was built in 1966 in Twin Ridge subdivision, 3-bed, 2-bath, and it went under contract on March 24th. It was listed for $225,000, and it sold for $242,000, and it was on the market for 2 days. 305 Greenbrier Court is in the Fontanelle subdivision, built in 1976, was listed for $365,000. It went under contract in February, and it was a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, and a 2-car garage, and it sold for full listing price for $365,000. All right, now we're going to look at homes that are just west of Highway 375 and just south of the main gate at Offutt Air Force Base. So this gives you really easy access to the back gate of Offutt. 13804 Williamsburg Drive was originally listed for $398,000. It was built in 2009. It's in the Williamsburg subdivision, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage. On the market for 1 day, it sold for $403,700, so a little bit over list price. 13807 Glengarry Circle is in Tregerin, and this one backs to a golf course. That one was listed for $585,000. It was built in 2001. It's in the Tregerin subdivision, 3-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, and it's over a 1/4 acre to a 1/2 acre lot, so a little bit larger lot. It went under contract the same day it was listed, and it sold for $555,000. 13108 South 24th Street was built in 1983. It is in the Stonecroft subdivision, 3-bed, 2-bath, was listed for $225,000. It sold the same day it was listed, and it sold for $235,000, so $10,000 over the list price. 14405 South 29th Street was listed for $270,000, was built in 2002. It's in the Piper's Glen subdivision. 3-bed, 2-bath, was listed in March, sold the same day it was listed for $270,000, and it sold for $280,000 on the same day it was listed. 3012 Leawood Drive was listed for $287,500. It was built in 1976, so a little bit older subdivision. It's in the Leawood Oaks subdivision. Went under contract the same day it was listed, and it sold for $288,000. 13210 South 33rd Street was listed for $315,000. It's in the Looking Glass Heights subdivision, built in 1986, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, was on the market for 22 days, and it sold for full list price at $315,000. 4802 Sheridan Road. Now, this is new construction. It's a multi-level. It was listed for $366,900. It's in the Lionsgate subdivision. This is built by Celebrity Homes, 3-bed, 2-bath, 3-car garage, and then it sold for $358,212. And this is just a reminder, if you're buying new construction and you're working with an agent, builders, especially builders like Celebrity Homes, they require your agent to be with you when you first purchase that property, when you first visit the model. So if you are working with an agent, be sure to bring your agent with you. 14902 South 18th Street was listed for $348,900. Again, this is built by Celebrity Homes. It's in Hyda Hills 2, 3-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage, was sold for $350,257. Hopefully that gives you some idea of the different homes of what's available in around the area. If you'd like me to do more of this, leave it in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section.